Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I say to myself, Dennis, what are you going to do with all the garbage at the store? I throw away so much stuff, so much material. I've done so many things with it over the years. I made flags out of the fencing, and I'm thinking the other night, I would love to make a birdhouse because I love birds. Birds are friendly, calming. I want to make a birdhouse and hang it in the yard and watch the little birds come in and make a home in a family or whatever. So I went online and I said, how do you make a birdhouse? And some of these videos, ridiculous.
Hello, hi. So the following project, construction a domicile for a warm-blooded egg-laying vertebrate animal with feathers, wings, a beak. So the average completion time will be 1 to 2 days in a cost of $150 to $200 as well. Any remaining self-respect you have.
I said there's got to be an easier way and a cheaper way to make a birdhouse at home with garbage that you can easily find, and I think I found an easy way. First off, a lot of the stuff that you need for the birdhouse, you could probably walk into any small family-owned fence company and ask for the scraps if you don't already have them. Like if you just put up a fence, you probably have enough garbage to make your own birdhouse, but if you didn't, if somebody walked in here off the street and said, Dennis, do you have any parts I could use to build a birdhouse? This is what I would do. I would take them out to my yard over here and I would let them pick through my garbage. I'd probably fill up about 3 of these bags a week with just scrap off of jobs. Old 4x4s, boards. This is all going to the garbage. We're gonna recycle it, but it's garbage. I don't need it. Anyway, you could get pretty much everything you need to build a birdhouse right in my garbage. So if somebody came here and said, I want to build a birdhouse, I'd walk them back here and say, what do you need? And I'd give them whatever they want. Little spindles like this, it's all garbage. So let me show you what you could build with garbage and a couple of the items you're going to have to buy. So you buy it from the guy that you walked into his fence company and said, can I get some garbage? And then you buy the other stuff that he has, and everybody's happy. So let's go build a birdhouse. The tools that you're going to need are a drill, a couple of drill bits to make the holes. I'm going to use a jigsaw for most of the cutting. I'm going to use a grinder to just clean up the PVC after I cut it, a speed square, some glue, a tape measure and a pencil. I'm going to have my ear protection and my goggles. And I have some white silicone here in case I need it. I don't think I will, but you're definitely gonna have to buy some silicone, maybe. But PVC glue, definitely you're gonna need a little bit of glue. The scrap that I'm gonna get for free at my local fence company is, I'm gonna ask them for a scrap piece of 4x4. This is gonna be the main house. I'm going to ask them for a piece of 5x5. This is all garbage. And I'm going to make the roof and the floor out of this. And then I'm going to put a hook and eye right here. I got a piece of old PVC tubing from the plumbing company next door because he was throwing it away. So I went to his garbage and I grabbed the piece, useless. So you could probably get this for free somewhere also. And you'll have to buy a base skirt for the floor. Or you don't have to, you could just plug up the bottom without this, but I think it'll look nice, so you'll have to get something like that. And one more item, just a little cap plug, because when I put the perch in for my bird to stand on, I don't want to leave a hole on the end, because I don't want any bugs to make a home inside of my bird's house. Bug-free birdhouse, that's what this is going to be. So we're just going to plug this up. The first thing I'm going to do is determine how tall of a birdhouse do I want to make. I've been experimenting a little bit, going 12 inches, going 10 inches, going 11 inches. I think I'm going to make this birdhouse 10.5 inches long. So I'm going to take this piece of scrap, my tape measure, and I'm going to measure 10.5 inches. I'm going to draw my line with my speed square. And again, this birdhouse is not going to come out perfect. But it's going to be a dream home to a falcon or an eagle or big bird. Big bird might live here, I don't know. Glasses. Before I put the roof on it, I'm gonna drill my hole and my perch right now. I'm gonna figure, I wanna do my, my hole for the birdhouse, maybe kind of midway in the post. So I'm gonna measure this. I think I said it was 10.5 inches. It is. So I'm gonna go about 5.25 inches for my main hole for the bird. It's a 4-inch post, so I want to do the hole centered. So I'm going to make a mark at 2 inches right there. I got this drill bit. It's a hole cutting drill bit, 1 5/8. It's got the other bit in there, so it makes it real easy to get this right in the center. So I'm going to put my hole right there in the center. There we go, I got a nice hole right there. I'm gonna clean it up for the little birdie with my grinder here. Now I want to put a perch a little bit below here, so when the bird comes out, he has somewhere to stand and look at me and say, "Hi Dennis, thank you for building me a house. Oh, I'm glad you like it. I hope you like living here. It's a nice neighborhood. Welcome." I love the little birdie. And if you're wondering why I'm being so weird, is Alex is making me do this after a full day of work. And here I am, it's 6:30 at night, and I really wanted to be eating dinner by now, but that's gonna have to wait until he gets his content. So here we are. Okay, we're going to make another line right below here. And all these pencil marks can come off real easy once you finish your birdhouse. Use a little soapy water, you know, Brillo pad, and you can clean off all the marks, and you'll have a nice clean little thing for the, okay. Now this one, I'm using a bore bit here, and I'm gonna go down a little bit from that mark, just a little bit, okay. Now you're probably wondering why I didn't use the same kind of bit for this hole. I didn't have one, so I had this bore bit, so I used this. Okay, but you can get one of these if you want, but I had this, so we used this. Okay, now I already know that this hole is a little bit too small for this because I wanted a real tight fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the hole a little bit with my grinder until it's a nice tight fit in there. I don't want this going in too far into the hole because the birdie has to live in there. So how far do I want it to stick out? Probably about, I'd say 4 inches is enough. So I'm going to cut this at about 5 inches. I'm just going to mark it with the pencil, and I'm going to mark it at 5 inches. And again, I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm going to put my ear protection on. Now, before I put this on, you know, I noticed it's got a little bit of writing on it, and I don't want that to show, so I'm going to put it facing down. You could always grind it off if you want, but I'm not going to because it says made in America. So we're going to have an American-made birdhouse here. All right, so we're going to put this in here. It's going to go in real tight, and I might need to get the rubber mallet to push that in, and I think I will. Add this to the list of tools. We have a rubber mallet. Okay. All right, there's our perch. We got a little perch for the birdie. And I'm gonna put a little bit of glue around this in a little bit so that the thing doesn't move around so much. I got a little bit of PVC glue, but we'll do that at the end. Okay. All right, so I think that's sticking out enough right there. And I'm gonna put my little cap on there now so I don't forget to do it later. So far we have a bird hole. That's how he's gonna get in. He's got a little perch to stand on. And now we gotta make a roof. And I tried a whole bunch of different things. I cut pieces of plastic, tried to join them together. And then it dawned on me, if I get a 5x5 post and I cut a corner right here, it's like the easiest thing to do. I can just cut it and it's one piece, and I'll show you how. I figure what I want is I want the roof to come like a little pitch like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a 6-inch piece of PVC, okay? Right here, I marked out 6 inches, and I just wanna cut it on the corner on two sides and get one piece that I can use for the roof. And I'm gonna use my jigsaw for that. And you'll see how easy it is in a second. It sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, but you're probably right. So let's plug in my jigsaw, and there we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut the corner off like this. Back to safety goggles and ear protection. Back over here. And I have a roof. Okay, now that I have my roof, I'm just going to clean it up a little bit because that's what we do for our little bird friends. All right, now we want to put the roof on the birdhouse, but you notice if I just put it on a square top like this, I got a problem. I got a hole right there. That's not good. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to cut the top of this post at the right angle so that this sits right on here. But I'm terrible at math and geometry, Mrs. O'Neill. I'm sorry, I never really learned geometry. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to cut this angle, but I want to do it the easy way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the roof like here, and I'm just gonna trace it, the cut right here, okay? Now, I want to take this and I want to center it. So again, I want to mark this at 2 inches, like right there in the middle. Then I'm going to take this, the roof that I just cut, and I'm going to put it on here, like so. And I'm going to kind of like just eyeball it, make sure that this and this look kind of like the same. And you're saying, well, what if I'm not good at eyeballing it? All right, so what you can do is just mark it like right there. Take your speed square, run it across, okay? And then you could take this and you could just move it until both sides touch that line, like right about there, right, good. And I'm gonna just make a mark here and here. And that's the angle I wanna cut on the top for the roof, okay? So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna throw it away. I might use it in the future and build a duplex. Tweet, tweet. Hello, mommy, I'm home. This is my boyfriend. You're not marrying that falcon. Always wanted you to marry a bluebird. Oh, I don't want to marry a bluebird. Shut up. Shut up. Let's do what we've done for everything else and clean this cut up a little bit. And if you don't have a grinder, you could just get a file, some kind of file, even like a coarse sandpaper. It doesn't have to be an electric tool. We're using it because we have it, but whatever. Now, let's see if the roof works. We're gonna drop this roof right on top, and boom, we have a roof for our birdhouse. Now, before I put the roof on, I know I'm gonna wanna put my hook in here, and I need something solid for my hook to hold on to. So I have this little piece of scrap wood, okay? And this is too long of a piece. okay, I need to make sure that my roof will go on and this will fit in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this about, maybe just center in here. Like, you see how that's going to go in here, and I'm still going to have room on both sides. So let's cut this little block of wood. And again, I'm going to put on my ear protection and my glasses. I want to drill my hole in the middle up here. So I know this is 6 inches. I'm just going to mark 3 inches. And I'm going to use this bit right here, and I'm going to try to get it right in the center there. There we go. Okay. And now I'm going to take my little block of wood, and I'm just going to make sure it's just kind of like in the center right here. That's only in there so I can catch it with my hook and eye, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to screw right into it. I have my hook on here. Now I'm going to put my roof on, and I kind of want to make sure the distance sticking out of both sides is about the same. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to kind of get a feel for it. Okay, so that's about the distance, but I want to put some glue on here first. Make this nice and strong for my little bird friends. There we go. There we go. We got our roof nice, and I got my roof on there now. Okay. I know I'm going to be feeding my little bird friends so much food that they're going to be fat and happy birds, fat, happy birds. And I want to make sure that this does not fall down, because a house collapse for a bird can be catastrophic. Catastrophic, birds, catastrophic. Okay, we don't want anything with cat in it for my bird friends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole in the back, and I'm just going to catch that piece of wood that I put in there. So I'm going to put a little hole in here. All right. And I'm going to use my Phillips bit and this white screw. And what I'm going to do is drill right into that piece of wood. Right on the back end there. Okay, now I know that roof is nice and solid. Okay, boom. All right, right here I got a nice solid roof. Little trick. Okay, I'm going to use some of my white caulk also, and I'm going to seal up this area over here, because I don't want any rain to get in there on my birds. Now the last thing we need to do is build a floor. And I told you I'm going to put this on here like so, but it's hollow underneath, so I need to get a piece of plastic and cover that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my garbage, and I'm going to cut just a square. How big of a square? We're going to mark it out like this. Now, if I cut it this big, I'm not going to have enough to cover this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go a little bit bigger here and here. This is good right here like this. Okay, I'm going to cut it on the corner here and here, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit more room on this side so that I can attach it to the bottom of my base plate. So I'm going to cut it right there. So I need to attach my floor to the bottom of my base skirt, and I'm thinking there's really not a lot of surface area here to glue, so I want to get it down there really good. So I got these two little pieces of scrap wood that I cut that are going to fit right inside here like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on here like so. I'm going to use a couple of screws and just screw it right into it. I got my floor like here. Now I got to put this inside here. Now I'm going to put glue on the inside here to hold my post in. Just put that in there. I'm going to put my post in there. We're outside the store here now. A couple of days ago we made the birdhouse. Now we're going to hang it and hope that we get a bird living in it this year. We decided we're going to hang ours from our display arbor because nobody actually walks under here, and it'll look nice just hanging up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on the step stool. I'm going to drill a hole into the center spindle, put my hook and eye in there, and then hang it, and you get to watch all of this, and hopefully I don't fall. Now that we have our birdhouse hung, we need to encourage a bird to come here, and there's so many options on Long Island for a bird. Why should he live here at 3490 Sunrise Highway? I don't know. So we're going to make it a little bit, well, first off, we have to find a bird. And the best way to find a bird is to advertise. So we're going to put this advertisement out here, and then we're going to put some bird food out here. And hopefully the birds come, they see the food, they see the house, they move in. Let's hope the bird comes and gets the food and moves into this house.